beautiful. Oh man. Oh my word.
If you'd like to follow the process of turning a block of wood like this into a guitar like this, then you've come to the right place. And if you would like to see me give this guitar away, click subscribe, hit the bell. I am counting down the days until I get this one done. Well, I believe I've got Tony's guitar done. A couple things we got to do, and then you can go with me, and we're going to give this away to Tony. He's been a disabled vet for a long time. Used to play guitar a lot. I've told you about him. Some of you, though, this is your first time, so. If you've been following the Let's Build a Guitar videos, then you know that I've been working on a guitar for an Army veteran that I grew up with. So I've come to the little town of Ochenin, Iowa, which is in the northwest corner of Iowa. And this is where I got to know Tony because we both grew up in this town. Ochenin's a little town. When I was growing up here, there was about 600 people. Now I think there's somewhere in the range of 400. I'd have to check for sure on that. Most of what our landscape looks like is this. There's a lot of corn, there's a lot of beans, there's a lot of grain elevators, and I guess there's a lot of hogs and there's cattle as well. So it's a farming community. We are far from the big city. In fact, the biggest city would be Minneapolis, which would be about 3 hours and 15 minutes from here. Closer to us would be Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which is a little over an hour away. We were known as the Ochenin Mounders because of our little bump of dirt that was left by a glacier a long time ago, known as the Ochenin Mound. It was considered the highest point in Iowa until a few years back when GPS came around, that it was discovered that it was closer to Bigelow, Minnesota is where the highest point is. But we still love our little mound here in Iowa. Anyway, let's see if we can surprise him today. His wife knows I'm coming, so all should be well. Hey, Tony.
I thought you were the fence guys.
The fence guys. Oh yeah, you're getting a fence today. Guess what day it is?
Monday.
It's Guitar Day.
Oh really?
It is. How's the hand doing?
Man.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. People are telling you to put bubble wrap on, huh?
That's what everybody's saying.
Well, I hope you like it.
It's better than the one I got. Good enough.
And just so you know, I'm recording you here, so.
What?
I'm recording you, so you gotta be.
I'm not very good.
You need to be family friendly.
Oh, what a beautiful day the Lord has blessed us with. When I've been listening to guitar, I've been watching them in my mind.
Yeah.
Watching them play.
So there are two zipper sets. There's the top zipper set, basically opens up this area here. Got you a leather strap.
Beautiful. Oh man. Oh my word.
You said either deep red or deep purple.
Yeah.
I thought about pink polka dot, but
Oh, Steve, that is beautiful.
Except now you screwed up your hand and it's going to be kind of hard to play for a little bit here.
Well, I just won't be able to touch the neck and that.
Ah, shoot. This little amp was donated from a church in Cottonwood, Minnesota, and it was broken. And they're like, well, if you can fix it, you know, take it, whatever. So I put a different switch on it, and it seems to work, but it's a little Marshall, but it's nothing special.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time.
Yep, that's okay. But you got your E, so you remember that. There you go. Yep. A minor.
Boy, this is gonna take me a long time.
It's okay. It's been a long time for you. When was the last time you played? Do you remember?
Oh, in years.
Yeah. And then just a couple months ago, so was that a light stroke that you had, or what happened?
They did MRIs and CAT scans to see if there was any blood clots in the bottom of my brain. And
Okay.
but the biggest thing was my tumor that I had, and they did surgery to get that out. Well, then the scar tissue from the surgery is what makes me have seizures and that. And when I did that, then I forgot everything. You play it. Because I'm not.
I can play it so you can hear it.
Yeah.
See a little bit.
You know, with all my time, I'll be playing this thing all the time.
Well, you should be good then.
I won't be near as good as you.
Well, you were always better than me before the stroke and before the tumor and all of that, you know? Jazz, that's kind of your music, right?
I like everything.
Do you?
Yeah,
You were always the rocker.
I know. Now I like blues.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, a lot.
Hey, there you go.
See, I can't recognize, my mind doesn't recognize my fingers.
Okay. But you know, you were playing chords there.
Yeah.
You had your chords, your bar and the chords. It's been a long time for you, huh?
Oh,
It's got to be so frustrating too that the way that, like you said, your mind just doesn't work the way you want it to.
so when I jumped on the trampoline, I didn't like it. I always told everybody that my brain moved, you know, and I didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
But it would be like this, you know.
You can feel something.
And when I would go down, I would go, you know, and it was because that tumor was making my brain move, you know, half and half. It would go, you know, like this. And nobody understood that. Well, I didn't understand.
You didn't know why it was, and you probably just thought everybody had that, right? Well, first off, I was thinking, man, your mom must have been a saint.
Oh man, she was the mom.
Oh my goodness.
You know.
So were there eight kids?
No, I was 8. There was 11.
There were
12 actually, but
what?
My youngest brother died
Right.
when he was 3. He had leukemia.
Right. I remember that. What was his name?
Darren.
Darren. Okay. Yeah. I remember. There were 12.
Yeah.
Originally.
Yeah.
The bicycle. Did Dwight make that, or
Oh, the tall one?
The tall bicycle with the steering wheel on it?
Yeah, what that was, well, it was the upside down bike, because a normal frame, you know, and then you flip it over so that the pedals
We're up on top.
are up here, you know.
Okay.
And then you put a bar on the top for the steering wheel, and then there was a car steering wheel on the top.
Yeah, I remember that. And seeing you and that was the craziest thing to watch you guys ride that. You rode it? I was gonna say, how did you ever get on it? Because it was tall.
The pedals, you know, were up here, so you put one foot on the pedal, and then you would go a little bit, and then you would hop up and start pedaling that pedal.
Okay.
Getting off, you just jumped off and threw the bike, you know.
Funny. So you went into the Army,
Army, yeah.
right? And what, do you remember what year that was that you went in?
Yeah, I went in on my birthday, January 1984.
Okay.
I got out of the service in 1983, or high school.
Out of high school in
And
83, yeah. So where'd you do basic training?
For Jackson, South Carolina.
So, and then you got stationed in Germany.
Yeah.
Where at?
18 months, down south by Munich and Augsburg. Cool bars and outside places where you can drink beer. There's beer in Germany.
Yeah, I bet there is beer in Germany. You didn't have any though.
No.
No.
Well, I had half of one.
Oh, did you have half of one?
Yeah. Well, I was in the Field Artillery Brigade.
Okay.
So that's what.
So what did you do specifically then?
I was in communications.
Okay.
So.
So you're the guy with the thing on the
No.
back? No.
No, we drove, well, there's all different sections of communications. There's satellite,
Yep.
there's wire dogs who, when we go out to the field, they run the wires, up in the trees and that, and connect to every different hut, which is, does that job. So I would sit in a hut on top of a pickup, and it had all these electronics in it. And then I would send messages to and from the command center in that section. So, and infantry was there to protect our section, our communication section, in case we're invaded, then they were the guards for our section.
Sure.
I always say I wish I would have stayed in and retired. But I wouldn't have been able to because I didn't know all this stuff was going on. I had the brain tumor, and I didn't know I had that.
Right.
And
You didn't think I'd like that. So this is the little town of Ocheyedan, and when I was younger, growing up in the 70s and through the 80s as well, but especially like in the 1970s, early 80s, it was such a beautiful little town. And the house I grew up in was really beautiful. I know they need to paint it. I think they're getting it ready to be painted because it's looking pretty rough right now, but that's the house that I grew up in right there. And it was a gorgeous little place growing up. I look around town here, and I mowed so many lawns in this town. I think every one I go by around here, I mowed at least once, if not multiple times. But yeah, so that's the house I grew up in right there. Well, you might be wondering what we did in a small town like this growing up. During the summertime, if it was good and hot, we would go out to the Ocheyedan pit and go for a swim. The Ocheyedan pit is a sand pit, meaning it's where they would dig sand out of for gravel roads and for mixing cement, and it would leave behind a big hole and filled with water, and then we could go swimming in it. So we had the Ocheyedan pit. It's actually kind of a pretty place now, and they put a county park there and so shelter houses, and yeah, it was always a nice place for a picnic. But what else did we do? We cruised. So when you were old enough to drive, you'd cruise the loop. I take that back. Even if you weren't old enough to drive, you still might cruise the loop. We're on the south end of the loop here right now, and I'll show you what it was to cruise the loop. And then you go back to the south end. Over and over and over. I'm gonna be expanding the chapter 2 of Let's Build a Guitar. You've already heard me talk about chapter 2 of Let's Build a Guitar, that I've got those 2 very special guitars that need to be built for a friend of Prince's, and going to be including some 24 karat gold into them. See how that all works out. But a couple things. One, I just can't resist not getting another guitar ready to give away, so I'm going to start building another guitar to give away. But also, it looks like I'm going to be getting myself an apprentice, which I'm kind of excited about. Should be a lot of fun. Got a young guy from a town that's nearby who would like to build his own guitar. And so today we're going to go to CW Hardwoods in T, South Dakota, have him kind of look over what he might like to choose and see if we can find something there. And I'll, of course, have to look at the wood as well and see if there's anything that I want to get.